Today's story from Lae is both heartbreaking and troubling. We've been talking about the armed robbery where 6 young men were killed in a shootout with police. And now we've learned that one of those killed wasn't just another faceless criminal. He was a final year student at the National Polytechnic Institute of PNG. His name was Dumo. Dumo was supposed to graduate this December, but like many students in our country, he struggled with school fees. He had to withdraw from classes, and he was fighting silent battles just to stay afloat. His brother wrote a heartbreaking tribute saying, "You were fighting your own battles that none of us knew about. Rest easy, little brother. We will remember all the effort you put into achieving that qualification." Now, let's be clear. Dumo was part of an armed group that hijacked a bus, robbed a shop, and fired at police. He was armed. Police responded, and 6 young men lost their lives. The law was enforced. But the bigger story here is this. How does a young man who should be preparing for graduation walk across the stage and start his career, end up in a stolen bus, holding a gun, facing down police? This is where we need to look deeper, because this is not just about crime and punishment. It's about the system that's failing our young people. Across PNG, thousands of students drop out every year because of school fees, lack of support, or sheer poverty. They get pushed out of classrooms, and for some, the streets become the only option. And here's where it gets even harder to accept. We all know that funds meant for education, health and youth development often disappear into corruption and mismanagement. So while leaders enjoy the good life, young people like Dumo are left with nothing but frustration and despair. On the police side, yes, they have a duty to protect the public, and in this case, they were fired upon. But Dumo's brother said something powerful. "I forgive the officers, but I only wish one of you had talked my baby brother into surrendering." Imagine if instead of 6 coffins, we had 6 young men behind bars, alive, and maybe given a second chance. This is why we can't keep looking at these tragedies as just crime stories. They're governance stories, they're leadership stories. When youth unemployment is sky high, when school fees crush dreams, when corruption steals opportunities, don't we see where this road leads? So I want to ask you, what do you think? Was this justice served? Or was this another reminder that we are failing an entire generation of young Papua New Guineans? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear your perspective. Because unless we start talking about this openly, unless we hold leaders accountable and demand reforms in education, policing and governance, we'll keep losing more Dumos. And honestly, Papua New Guinea deserves better. Our young people deserve better.